As well, obviously we're from the UK. We've got an interest in Tommy Fury being here. There was an altercation outside in the hallway. Could you just elaborate what your side was and what your take on that?
Yeah, look, the guy really had nothing to say. You know, he had a mediocre performance against my sparring partner. All credit to Anthony Taylor. He's a tough guy, but Tommy Fury is supposed to be this tough, big bad guy, legendary bloodline. I got into his face and I let him talk. I don't really have anything to say to him. At the end of the day, I hired him to be here. I gave him an opportunity to shine. I don't really have anything to say to him. I don't really have any bad blood. I just said, yo, tell your girl, get out of my DMs. At the end of the day, will we see that fight? I would run that shit easy. That's an easier fight than Tyron, in my opinion, but who knows?
Wes?
Oh yeah, okay.
People are like, oh, he's a real boxer, fight a real boxer. Okay, maybe let's run it. Real boxer.
I think
the real
boxer
went 4 rounds, right?
Yeah,
the real
that's what
boxer
we're saying.
went 4 rounds.
But he's still a boxer
against someone who is inferior, all due respect to Anthony Taylor, to Tyron Woodley. Jake did tonight what Tommy Fury has not done, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Maybe the numbers will come back from Britain. Pay-per-view will be big, and Jake will have interest in it. But until then, it just doesn't make any sense.
If he sold a lot of pay-per-views in the UK and we're impressed with the numbers, sure. But I put him on this platform, so we'll see what happens.
Right here.
If the challenge to ever fight someone in MMA, if it was Tyron or someone along those lines, is that something you would ever consider? I know you just got into boxing, but would MMA, UFC ever be something that you would consider?
Not right now, man. Shit, I'm just getting warmed up, I'm a boxer at the end of the day. I haven't trained MMA at all. I'm only 4 fights in. Let me prove myself in this sport first.
Right here.
Jake, so I understand, it takes time. If I look at Floyd Mayweather's record, I don't remember his first 10 opponents. So I'm asking you, do you think your next opponent should be somebody like Tommy Fury, or would you want to take Woodley on again and have a more convincing victory until you call out somebody like Tommy Fury?
Yeah, look, no, like you said, no one's doing, saying this as humbly as possible, no one's doing this big of fights. 4 fights in boxing history ever. No one watched Floyd's 4th fight. Canelo fought a guy who was 0-0 in his 10th fight. I'm taking on world champions, 5-time UFC champion in my 4th fight, selling out arenas in my hometown. If Tyron Woodley gets the tattoo, he better get it fast, because otherwise we're going to book a different opponent. I told him if he wants to get the tattoo, put it on his Instagram.
Permanent tattoo.
Permanent tattoo. Then maybe we'll talk about it. But to be honest, I won convincingly. We're going to go back to the drawing board. But I think I proved a lot tonight and proved a lot of people wrong.
Keith, right here.
Jake, he caught you with a good right hand, obviously, in the 4th round. Can you take us through that sequence and how you were able to overcome that?
Yeah, look, this is boxing, I hadn't been hit up until that point in any of my fights with 10-ounce gloves. So that's the first time I take a shot with 10-ounce gloves. I repeat, that is the first time I took a real shot with 10-ounce gloves in 4 fights. I ate it. It was a good shot. This is boxing. If you're a mechanic, you're gonna get dirty. But I proved I have a chin. Boom, get hit, come right back. Okay, cool. You got that round with that shot. No problem. I learned from it. I made adjustments, and he didn't land it again for the next 3 rounds. So it is what it is,
Steven.
I like that I got hit. I like my gloves after that shit. Let's go.
Jake, congratulations, man. Throughout the fight, you obviously just mentioned the 4th round. Did you feel your gas tank was working for you? And I noticed you kind of saw him as well, and you planted some body shots in there. Do you feel you maybe should have done that more?
Look, like I said, I'm very hard on myself. I fought a good fight. I won convincingly. I was landing to the body a lot. Coming into it, something in my legs was a little off even before the fight started. So most of my other fights I felt amazing, like a rocket ship about to go off. This fight I was just like a little slow. I think maybe we had too long of a camp. I think I've been doing this back to back to back to back to back. 4 fights, 18 months. Most pros aren't even that active. So I could have done better always. There's always room for improvement in this sport, no matter who you are. And I want to be a champion, a world champion. So I got to go back, watch the footage, study, get better.
Well, why no stool? Real quick, I noticed you were standing in between rounds. Why no stool?
In sparring, we don't sit down. So in the fight, why sit down? And I wasn't that tired. Like I said, my legs didn't feel as powerful. But I wasn't tired. I could have went 2, 3 more rounds, 4 more rounds, whatever. It is what it is.
Damon, thanks.